Yo, what up, everybody? Yo, what up, everybody? What a time to be alive to be able to react to Nick Fuentes clips, and not get completely banned off YouTube. So I want to take a look at these two clips we have here,
And you
and it's the Dear Black People clip that's going viral right now. But there's one other clip about a minute we'll get check a look at it where he addresses something that I think needs to be said. And this is my X account, Modern Menace on X. Go ahead and follow me there if you want. I'm always reposting good stuff, and it's from all over the whole world, so you can see stuff going on in Britain and stuff like that about their migrant crisis. But let's check this out.
see something like this, and on some level, I also, here's another thing that's brutally honest that maybe people aren't going to like. I almost don't even like to see it. I don't even like to see a beautiful white face being portrayed as a victim. Because although people need to see what's happening, although people need to see the reality, on the other hand, I'm getting really sick and tired of broadcasting white people being killed, white people being abused, white people being victimized.
Which didn't used to ever make the news for some reason, but now it's become so like apparent that there's something going on that the news wanted to ignore for so long. Like what's happening in Cincinnati is a great example. The media was silent on it for 2 days before they finally started reporting on it. But independent media and X are the reasons why they are forced to report on it.
I understand there is a political purpose for that. I understand, of course, that it is creating outrage, and so there's and of course it's the news. We want to see who's there. But there's something that offends my pride as a white person to constantly see blacks as the predators and whites as the prey, blacks as the killers and whites as the killed.
And it has to be said that no group is a monolith. I know that lefties and, other demographics, they love to lump white people in as a whole, but it's important to make it known that not all black people are like this. It just happens to be a large part that are.
Because on some level, you know that black people take some sort of sick pride in the fact that we live in fear of them. We live in fear of their impulsive, reckless, senseless violence.
That's what I wanted to talk about. Okay, so everything he said is correct there because when you stop prosecuting people for crimes and giving them slaps on the wrist, they know, and then they see that they know that they can get away with stuff. It starts in high schools and junior highs when Obama, Hussein Barack Obama. Have you heard of him? When he started what was it, Title 9 or Title 8, where black kids were getting suspended from school and expelled at like a crazy rate compared to white kids when the demographics were so different. Like, how do you have such a small population getting suspended from school so much? So then Obama made it a law that you cannot suspend black kids or the school will get federal funds taken away. This is a real thing. That's why Trump got rid of it, and that's why lefties cope and seethe about it because they know it's going to start pointing things out that were becoming known, but then they just swept it under the rug, and you have 4 years of Biden and worshiping black people, kissing their feet for everything they do. So now we're in this situation where this group, not all of them, but the groups that take pride in making white people feel unsafe anywhere they are. What kind of people have that kind of mentality? Kidnappers, child touch diddlers, rapists. They take pride. They get a sick like sense of just superiority over being able to take somebody and make them a victim. And I mean, it's obvious. You when they interview serial killers, they love talking about how they had this power over people. You know what I mean? So, think about that. Think about that.
Somewhere deep down, and it comes out when these things happen, they do take some sort of sick pride that this is the dynamic, that we are peaceful, that we aren't given to violence, that we can't call upon and summon that kind of brutality in an instant, in a moment, in the way that they can. And on the one hand, while we're very sympathetic to the person who was killed, of course, the killer is at fault. It's almost broadcasting our own weakness. And I hate that. On the flip side, we don't want to see white people going out and killing black people in an equally senseless way.
Mm-hmm.
That would be immoral. We don't want to see innocent people being killed on the other side of the racial divide or something like that.
It starts with authority. When you have a respect for authority, it doesn't matter about cops, it's respect for authority. Authority is necessary for a civilization to thrive, because you need rules, you need laws in order to have a society that's even functionable. And when you have a large demographic of people that are raised without fathers, there's no authority in there. There's no one in there to teach them to respect authority. All right, let's get into the viral clip, because this is just, it's funny.
It's a shame. I really do believe, look, I think black people are not irredeemable, but there just needs to be brutal honesty. It's like, look, these black people are really struggling and they're turning into these maniacs. It seems like they don't do anything right. They're obnoxious, they're rude, they're inconsiderate, aggressive, cruel. And, look, nobody hates black people for being black. If there are people like that, I think that's exceedingly rare. And I don't consider myself one of them. The reason that people have negative attitudes about black people is because most people's interactions with black people are negative. Most people's interactions with black people is when you're stuck in traffic and you see a Nissan Altima speeding down the shoulder. And you say, what the fuck? You're not supposed to do that. If everybody did that, it would just be another lane. And, not everybody can do that. But it's like these people have no respect for decorum. They think the rules don't apply
Or
to them.
authority.
They have no respect for society.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's their interaction is they are a waiter and they wait on a black table and the black people don't tip and they're fine.
That's 100% true. I've worked in multiple restaurants with a large demographic with all kinds of minorities. And I'll tell you this, even the black girls didn't want to wait on black tables. And, that's not racist to say, bro. You can literally look at, what's that cruise ship? This video went viral of a cruise ship where, okay, so they put the tips into, like, gratuity for all the stuff that you order and do on cruise ships. You can opt out of it, but you have to go to the service desk and tell them, take this off. Dude, there was just this, like, endless line of black people doing this. It's crazy.
Fucking rude. Like that's most people's interactions. It's stuff like that. They go to the DMV and they see a black person behind the counter and they say, oh, here we go. And the person's rude. Now, it just goes to show people are not racist. It goes to show people don't like people that are rude. That people don't, it's unpleasant.
That's what it comes down to.
People want to be treated with consideration and respect.
Mm-hmm.
And it is true that black people are, in this day and age, unfortunately, seem to have very low moral character. It's not even just the violence, although the violence is pretty striking. If you live your life and you know that you're going to be mugged by black people, it kind of colors your opinion or perception of black people, wouldn't you say? If 99% of the carjackings and stabbings and shootings that you see in Chicago are by black people, when you're walking down the street late at night, guess what you're looking for? Black people.
Yeah.
And you equate that with danger. And it doesn't take a lot of them to spoil the whole bunch like that. And we just want black people to take accountability and say, look, I'm not a bad person. I'm not a bad person. It just seems that every time I encounter you people, for the most part, it's negative.
Stop noticing, guys. If you notice things, You're racist. You know, CISS, racist. RAYCISS. We had to create a new term for racist because that word doesn't mean anything anymore. So now you're just a cis guy named Ray. So you have to stop noticing things.
And sometimes extremely negative, like I could get a gun in my face. You know, that's a problem. And people go, well, you are just loaded up with hatred and racism. It's like, I'm really not. I'm a really friendly person. I'm a really polite, friendly person. I give everybody a chance. But if I'm someplace and I see some black person walking in with their pants sagging and they can't articulate what their problem is or what they need, and they're rude and they're aggressive, and I'm in fear for my life, like, yeah, I have a problem with all of that.
Yep.
And people go, and these black people go, well, you're racist, you're racist. It's like, no, I just hate inconsiderate behavior.
And they don't like having the mirror turned on them. Like these individuals that act like this, once the camera comes out, they become even more hostile. And they don't like the mirror showing them their bad behavior, which everybody in the world just wants them to take accountability for. Where can black people travel to where they are looked at as, hey, yes, we would like you to come travel here? When American black people go to Africa, dude, they leave. They hate it because Africans over there, they don't even. They're so disassociated. They think American blacks have this version in their head that they're gonna be like. It's gonna be like Eddie Murphy, you know, and Coming to America or whatever. And you know, look at Japan and China. They're gonna literally put a ban on black people coming to be tourists there. I'm telling you, the nuisance streaming is gotten out of control, and they're a society of respect. They're gonna ban. They're gonna just say, "No, you're just not allowed to come here," and then everybody's gonna call them racist. And it's like, dude, this is what he's talking about. It's like a small percentage of them are ruining it for black people as a whole.
If black people were super well behaved, we would be racist in the other direction. We'd say, black people, oh, yes, dude, yes. My day is about to turn around for the better. What can I help you with, sir? Please come right on in. Man, what a relief to see you here. You're a sight for sore eyes. If black people were known for being the best, then we would be racist in the other direction. Oh, finally. So yeah, that really bothers me. It just bothers me in this damn ass city, because that's all it is in Chicago, is just these black people who can never take accountability. It's always somebody else's fault.
Yeah, interesting clip. And it's funny, in Chicago, they removed the shot spotter, and all of a sudden, shootings went down. Isn't that weird? Yeah. But I think the homicide rate is still the same, but shootings went down. Maybe it has to do with reporting crime. I don't know. But you guys let me know what you think. Definitely interesting. Peace.